Good morning. So I would not buy a house in today's market without taking these three things into consideration. The first one is your job, is your industry, is your line of work, or even at your company, is there a chance that with all the economic uncertainty with inflation, supply chain issues, with everything going on, is there a chance that you might see a reduction in pay or worse off, possibly even lose your job due to layoffs or downsizing at your company? If the answer is yes, then I would really think twice or think hard and do some really good due diligence on whether buying a house today is a smart move. Simply because if you're being qualified at a certain income today, at a certain debt to income today, and then that income is greatly reduced in the future, or maybe your spouse loses their job, this isn't just about you either, is possibly if someone else is helping with the mortgage payments. If the income for the household is greatly reduced, then that will definitely make affordability a more challenging aspect in terms of owning a home and making those payments. So I would really reconsider if that's the case with your job. The second thing is extra expenses and maintenance costs that are associated with buying a house. Not only are you putting a down payment, paying for closing costs, now in today's market, you can have the seller help pay for a lot of that stuff. So your out-of-pocket expense initially could be reduced because of, in today's market, buyers are having more of a leverage in the negotiating table. But the maintenance cost that is required in buying a house with utilities, landscaping, possibly repairs maybe, those expenses, if they're not taken into consideration, could really put an impact on your budget and your finances if they're not properly thought out. So if you don't have enough money to not only buy the house, but some money set aside in maintenance cost, even simple stuff like buying new appliances or buying new furniture. A lot of times when you buy a house, you got to buy a lot of stuff to go into the house. So just think about all that stuff when you're buying a house. And if you don't have quite enough money for that, then think about it, reconsider, and maybe put together a plan so that you will once you make that decision. And then the third one is, how long are you planning to stay in the house? If you truly in your heart believe that you're buying a house to maybe live in it for a year or 2 years and then look to sell it, then that's probably not going to be a really great strategy, because real estate is a long-term play. Now, if your goal is to buy a house, live in it for 2 years and then turn it into a rental and go buy another house, that's what I do personally. I'll live in a house for about 2, maybe 3 years at the most, and then turn them into rental properties. Now, that's a totally different strategy. But if you're thinking, this is just a starter home that I'm going to live in for a couple years and I'm planning on turning a profit, selling it, and then buying something else, then that's a little bit too short of a horizon in real estate, in my opinion, to be making those types of moves. I'm definitely more in line with buying something, holding on to it for 5, 10, 15 more so years, and building wealth throughout the long term in terms of a real estate. So I hope those three things bring value to you and that you find them to be important to consider. So if you need any help with anything regarding mortgages, we do all the shopping for you. My team and I go to work, make sure that all the shopping is done for you so that you get the best deal on your mortgage. I look forward to talking to you soon, and have a great rest of your week.